So good morning, and
good morning.
Yeah, we're heading to Tampa today. What are we doing in Tampa today?
We're gonna go to the fall RV show, the Super Show.
Actually, this is a spring one. It's spring now, sort of. Even though it's technically winter, right? But oh yeah, look at that. Where do you think they're going? They look like they're heading. Hey, don't start without us. Hey. The show starts in 17 minutes. I got a long ways to drive. Anyway, we're gonna have to. I need the coffee.
I'm taking to get some coffee on the way.
Now I got my coffee. I can start my day.
The show again this year.
Yeah, we're in Tampa at the RV show, and they do this show every January. This is like a huge show. It's not, I don't know if it's the biggest one in the country. It's big though.
They call it the greatest.
They call it the greatest show. And you know, having not been to a bigger show ourselves yet, I definitely would agree with that. This thing is so big that, you know, when you buy the one-day admission, you get a second day for free. And we always take the second day, but honestly, we can't even see it in 2 days. It's just that big.
Yeah.
So we always enjoy coming here though. It's a great way to kind of get ideas for different kinds of RVs, and you know, maybe it's almost too much sometimes if you go to a show this big. Either
it can be overwhelming.
Either don't be looking for anything at all, or know what you're looking for, because you can spend 2 days just looking for the stuff that you want, like say a fifth wheel or whatever it is you want. So, but we're kind of just having fun. We enjoy coming to these shows every year. So we're gonna look around at some of the fun stuff. We're gonna kind of show you a little bit about the stuff we like.
This place definitely sparks the imagination for adventure.
It definitely does. So let's go check things out.
Yeah.
Sometimes we think about just in terms of, you know, like when we're traveling the country and we really don't need a big home. We just want like a traveling office. We even think about these teardrop trailers sometimes, and those are kind of neat too. I mean, you just open up the back and you got your handy little kitchen, which is nice if that's all you want. Is just big enough to do the cooking that you want to do. Some of them are obviously smaller than others. This one's actually, for a teardrop, pretty big. Let's take a look inside, shall we? Oh, look at that.
Hi.
It's complete with a wife. We found another one. This one here is also a teardrop, but as you can see, it's a lot bigger.
We got the dinette. It actually folds down into a little sleeper.
I like the dinette because as you can see, it's big enough. We can actually do our work there, couldn't we? Could you work on that?
Absolutely.
And then the kitchen is pretty useful. Look at that.
Plenty of counter space too.
You know, that's really handy. And the microwave's up here. And then, of course, in the back you got the bed. And looks like an emergency hatch over there. So, this one's actually kind of neat, you know, for a teardrop. It has an awful lot going on. And you don't need a big vehicle to pull it. I like that too. Now this is a little guy. Check this out. You can probably just pull out with a motorcycle almost. This is if you really want, you know, a glorified tent, I guess. It gets you up off the ground, gives you air conditioning, gives you heat, you got a comfortable bed, and then you come around the back and just flip this up and you got a outdoor kitchen. It's basic, but it does the job, and it's got an awning. Well, that's kind of cool. So you can sit out here and look at the mountains in Yosemite or wherever you happen to be. What do you think, hon?
It's neat.
Is that big enough for us?
Yeah.
I like this camper because this one would actually fit on our truck. And this is it on the outside. It's kind of cool because it has this awning that pulls out and a great big window. Let's go and check this thing out. What do you think?
So far, I like it.
The kitchen is right here. I like that it has this right here. It kind of gives you a little more counter space when you're not utilizing the sink.
I was just looking at this. You've got like tons of, well, you got little drawer spaces.
Of course, you got heat and air conditioning, which is right behind. What's behind you? You got the dinette behind you. How big is that?
That's pretty good. And then you got more storage up here, which is pretty deep.
Yeah. And then here's the bed. Easy to get in and out
Got
of.
the sides on there. You've got a little storage piece over here. Cabinets up above and up by the bed.
Yeah, that is handy. I like that.
You even lay in bed and look at the stars.
That's why I like the idea about these as a possibility, is because, like I said, it kind of turns your pickup truck into an RV. And then when you get to where you're going, you can just take it off, like this one's not on the truck right now. And then you got your truck. This is host. And this is interesting. You come in the back. What drew my attention, I think, from outside looking in, was these seats. What makes this kind of neat too is the fact that it's sort of divided, because you have a slide out over here as well. And then that, of course, is where the bathroom is. This is a big one here. I've seen floor plans of this. I've never actually been inside one though. Holy cow. It's got a fireplace. And here's the kitchen over here on this side. So you actually get through on that side to the bed, you get through on that side to the bed when the slide outs are out, obviously. One person can get up into bed on this side, the other one through the bathroom, and the nice thing is you got skylight, big windows, got some headroom so you're not bamming your head. It's hard to imagine thinking that this would sit on the back of a pickup truck. Go around here and check out the bathroom. I didn't really do that. So you got the stool and sink over here, and here is the shower. Oh, I see. Here's the shower. As you can see, I'm 6 foot tall, and there's actually room enough you could actually take a shower in this thing, which is pretty cool. In the back of a pickup truck.
Well, Charlie Jones, he was the engineer, and he had 15 years on the line. Kissed his wife at the station gate this morning at 6:49.
So this is the fifth wheel that started it all for us with the new ones. This is the mid bunk, what we liked originally. Are you comfortable?
Very comfortable. I could easily just...
Yeah, we've only been here a couple hours. Feels like it's been longer, but you know, it's got the back here that feels pretty basic. This is a floor plan that you see a lot on fifth wheels, but it's a neat floor plan because it does make it feel like a house, and that's something we like, is a thought that, okay, you know, we still want something that looks like a house. We like the residential refrigerator, and in this case here, you got this whole back wall over here, and then of course the mid bunk. This is the part that kind of got us hooked on this, was the mid bunk. In our case, we're not looking at it for kids or even guests so much as a home office, and you know, we like that. You know, if we wanted to, we could like take that part of it out and leave a counter across there, so that that could be our place to work. And then we probably wouldn't even need this bunk. We just take that out altogether and have the window, which is pretty nice. And then having this, you also have the option upstairs. So you have the option upstairs is to have this loft, which we wouldn't again need for kids or anything, but it's a good place for storage. Although you gotta be mindful of the weight up there. Those are only designed for about 300 pounds or so. So you want to be careful how much you put up there. And you got the bath and a nice big shower. Something else we like is a bathroom that has some room. What do you got?
So I'm gonna see if this is king or queen. I think it's a king size or a queen size.
Sometimes I can't tell. It depends on the comforter. The comforters sometimes make them look bigger.
Well, you got shelving area here, the spare washer and dryer if you want. And then you have nice closet space there with shelves in the back.
Some drawers there. They're not real deep, but since we've seen this floor plan, we've seen a lot of other mid bunks come out, and
Under here you got your spaces here.
yeah.
And then you got pull-out ottoman.
So we still like this one, but we're starting to see more mid bunks that are sort of taking this concept, and they're doing a little bit more with them. So even though we still like this one, I think the bar is being raised every year. Mid bunks are really getting popular, especially with full-time RV families. So they're getting more creative with these. And I think that's pretty cool. It's always interesting to see what they do each year with these. Checking out a redwood fifth wheel. This one has the kitchen in the front, where often you see the bed. But look at the size of that kitchen.
Yeah, dishwasher.
Man, that thing's big. It's big as a house kitchen. And you got a place you can sit, a little bar top over here.
You want to watch a movie and eat your meal?
Oh, a counter space, wow.
I like this one better.
You like this one?
Yes.
This is what it is. This is what we're looking at. This is a Riverstone. This is Forest River, Riverstone, 39 RKFB. This we got tote boxes, too high, and lots of room to store those in here. So that's another nice feature, a lot of good storage. So this fifth wheel has the kitchen in the back, and it's pretty big.
Good size, not too big. Now you got so much space. I mean, it even has a dishwasher, which I don't see is necessary, but you have that option. And massive freezer and fridge space. Big pantries, lots of storage. And even up here, you've got all your cabinet space up here, more down below.
Are there any popsicles in the freezer?
No,
No popsicles?
just
Okay.
icicles.
Icicles. I think what we like about this one a lot is this over here. It's got this office. It's got the dinette over here, but it has an office. So this is the living room area. And as you can see, it's very open, a lot of big windows, which is nice. Now the one thing about this area though I noticed is there's like almost nothing for storage over here. Nothing at all. But it's nice. And it's got an infinity mirror. That makes it all worthwhile. Alright, so here's the bedroom.
Normal little sides of, you got a heater.
It's got a fireplace in the bedroom, that's kind of neat.
And then over here is a laundry chute because on the other side of the wall is a half bath with a washer dryer.
In fact, let me show you that real quick, that's kind of cool. Come right down here, and it's got like a little half bath in here. And that laundry chute that we just looked at is right here. So you open up the door, you toss your laundry down, and there it is. So why do you put your laundry down here? That's why. This one's got stacked washer dryer. And then, I like this bathroom.
On each side you get your little cabinets there.
Well, that's true. A little place to put your phone or something. This,
You have plenty underneath storage. And you've got nice drawers and stuff like that. You've got definitely your storage underneath.
what size is that shower?
Shower's pretty good size. Our sinks, plenty of outlets.
You could get, that's big enough for you to take a shower with your backpack on. Look at
my
that
backpack on.
Yeah, big old backpack.
And then look at this.
This is
Walk-in is her closet.
Yeah. So you come in here and then you go to the left,
That
and
would be your right here.
this would be my right. Well, if I was facing you, that'd be my left. So there's that place to hang up stuff there, and then you go over here to this side, and more space. I kind of like this floor plan. It's not one I've seen before. Not quite like this, but you know, if you're gonna live full time, it may as well feel like a house, right? So we came all the way down from that way over there, and we just come around the bend, and look at this. Oh my gosh. This thing just goes on and on and on. Oh my gosh. We're gonna see everything today?
No.
I think if you didn't go inside of a single RV, you still wouldn't see this whole thing in a day.
It's massive.
Oh my gosh, look at these things. That's what I love about these shows though, is they got like everything here. I don't care what you're looking for, they probably got it at a show like this. And
So we're still yet to see the Class A's with the mid bunk.
yeah, we haven't seen a Class A with a mid bunk. You know, and maybe that's coming soon, I don't know. Somebody's trying figuring that out, I
And
guess.
I had an idea.
But you have an idea?
What would be awesome to find is like, you know how you get the flip up couch and all that?
Yeah?
And they have the washers and dryers so compact now. What if you have them like a top loader underneath the cushions of the couch?
Oh, that's an interesting thought, yeah.
It's put away, out of sight, but you can still use it.
Maybe somebody will watch this video and say, yeah, let's build one of those in there and we'll get no credit. Well, we're gonna keep walking and walking and walking.
Keep walking.
Another option that we like are these Class C's. Remember we talked about that? What I like about a Class C is right here under the hood. That way if you have mechanical issues, you can take it to pretty much any mechanic, whereas with a Class A, you might be a little bit more limited. Some under storage over there. What's over here?
My storage is over here.
Oh wow, that's something you don't see in a lot of Class C's. You don't see a lot of storage. And of course you got the nice big awning. Let's go look inside. So,
You got upper bed, you can either use it for a bed or a storage. So you have that as well.
it's a lot of storage area, and then of course
huge cabinets here.
the dinette down here. There's the cabinet she was talking about. How big are these cabinets? Wow.
Yeah.
You can see that on here too. Wow, but those are
Plenty
pretty
for
big. For a Class C without any slide outs, this feels pretty roomy. Kitchen's not real big, but you know what? That's not a whole lot smaller than the one we got now.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad. That this refrigerator looks like it's about the same size as the one we have.
Here so that you can come back here and look.
Getting in and out with a big heavy backpack on may not be the way to do it, right?
But each side has a little bit of a. Well, this one's got the little wardrobe. That one's got more of a cabinet, I guess.
What I like about this bed is that you can actually get in the bed from either side. And a lot of times in these Class C's, especially if there's no slide out, is that generally one side is pushed up against a wall. And that means somebody's kind of stuck climbing over the other person to get in or out. And this one, you don't have to worry about that. It's nice. So this one's kind of nice, you know. I never thought I would find a Class C without a slide out that I would like. It's pretty good. There's your stool room here, which about as roomy as I think you could expect there. Here's your shower. Overall, I could see this being very functional for us, for our needs. This is another Class C. It's a Four Winds that we like as well. This is pretty. This one has a slide out. Look at the size of that slide out. It goes all the way from back there to the front. One big long slide. And as you can see, it's not a super deep slide, but it's enough to make a difference. Here's the front. And what we kind of like about this is the fact that, you know, you have a nice area for dining and place to sit. You got a lot of storage, which for us is really important, especially if we're going to be in it full time. But this is kind of neat. Look at this. We got this residential fridge in here.
So you got deep cabinets above the bed, and then next to each bed you have like your little book nook underneath, and then you got little shelves on top. Especially looking at the back, see the Grand Canyon, something like that.
And looks like it's got a pretty good size area for it.
It has a pretty good size closet. And then this one here, you've got shelves. You got one side is like a wardrobe, and you got shelves there. Yes.
Get over here. Yeah, sort of like got that Star Trek kind of shower, like a transporter tube or something. I don't know. You could probably work with this. Could you work with that? There's one thing this doesn't have right now that it needs. It has a view outside of the Grand Canyon or the Grand Tetons. Grand Tetons? Grand Canyon. We decided to get on board a Class A. This is an Integra. And this is luxury, is what this is. These nice, beautiful floors here and theater-style seating. Definitely has a feel like a house, that's for sure. I love the dinette, the way that these things are designed. It's pretty cool. Actually got a roomy kitchen, which is cool. I like that. And a residential fridge. What do we got here? What do you think? A bathroom? What do you know? It certainly is. There's all your flight controls. And it even has my wife in here, so I mean, I already like this plan. Hi. Look at that shower. Oh my gosh, it's like a decontamination room or something. I guess in a way it is, isn't it? So, this one's a little over $400,000. So, if you just can't afford $1 million rig and $400,000 is kind of your limit, then this might not be a bad choice. If you like a little bit more room on the road, you might want to consider something like this. I wouldn't, they're too expensive, but they're always fun to look at. These are pretty fancy rigs, that's what these are. How much is this thing? $331,000. That's the show price. They get expensive if you don't buy them here.